Hello there everybody, and it is Drex Rage back for another video, and today I'm going to be showing off some of the alien chips from Star Citizen. So these are very difficult chips to get, except for the one that is back there, which will come on sale again. But the first two I'm going to show off are incredibly difficult to get, because they are Vanduul ships that have been remade by a company called Asperia, who rebuild alien ships and distribute them for human use. And I believe the ship that is back there also is made by Asperia. So, first things first, this is the Vanduul Scythe. So, the cool thing about this ship is it's got big weapons for being such a nimble ship. So what it is it's the main fighter of the race that is the Vanduul. It has two main guns here that I can't see the size of, and I can't see the size of the main gun up there. So this ship isn't fully fleshed out. It's not the most finished, just because very few have the ship. It's very difficult to get. It's very difficult to have. I believe only like 250 of these were sold, and they sold out incredibly fast. So, actually, before I get into the cockpit, I'm going to show you guys this wing here. So this wing is cool, even though it offsets the ship a lot. That wing is actually very cool because it acts like a knife. It's sharp and like it technically I think could cut through another ship if they wanted to use it like that. Now it doesn't look too sharp here, but it is like a giant knife on the side of the ship, which is very cool. And then you get to the back, it's got the twin engines, very alien looking. Because again, this is made by a company that remakes alien ships. And look at this. Look at this entry. It's so weird. The way you fly this ship is you fly it lying down forward, because this is how the Vanduul pilots would fly the ship. They would fly it in a sense like lying down, and as you guys can see, it's very glitchy. And if you look up too far, it's gonna be look up too far, it's kind of weird on your neck. But it's got decent visibility. I don't see myself buying one of these just because they're not easy to get, and they're a little weird. Despite being very cool and very alien-like, it would be very hard to get my hands on one of these for a reasonable price, because the only way you're going to get a Vanduul ship at this point is if you're going to get scalped off the gray market, or if they're going to bring them back in a very limited quality or quantity later. Basically, the only way you're getting a scythe is if you steal one in the verse. So as I move on over here to the glaive is basically just a bigger version of the scythe. It's got two wings with the knives on them. It's got two giant guns. I believe it's got the guns in the middle as well. This is the Vanduul heavy fighter. So this is something that would be more in line with like the Hornet or something, whereas the Scythe would be more in line with like Gladius. And as I come back here, it's two giant engines again. Actually, their engines are about the same size. It's kind of odd. But this is very alien-like. It's very odd. It's a very weird ship. I believe you get into it the same way as you would get into the other one. Let's see what. So I will say that these Vanduul ships they're cool, and this glaive is symmetrical, unlike the other one. But I just do not see the area in which these ships make logical sense for people to put their money into, because they're just so ridiculously expensive for what you're getting out of them. Because you'd be paying Vanguard money for a rival of the Super Hornet, just because these ships are meant to be rare. They're meant to not be readily available, so their prices are going to be high. So as I move away from the Vanduul ships, we get to the one ship that is not Vanduul, that has been made by the Khartu-al, and I believe it's the Xeon Scout. I'm gonna butcher that completely. Oh no, it's the Cartual. Actually, I'm not sure. I believe it's Cartual is the species, and I believe this is the Xeon Scout. The Xeon and the species. But either way, it's a very cool ship. So down here, you don't really get the view of it. You don't really get the full scope of it. So all these wings out here will fold out, and the ship will look a bit like a dragonfly. It'll come out and look very dragonfly-esque. And then, if you guys saw the way I entered there, the little steps, all those steps were little floating pieces of material. So very, very alien, very, very cool. And I guess your controls are these little two trackballs, little two alien track pads. Now your visibility in this ship isn't the best, but it is a cool ship nonetheless. I would definitely get one of these if I had the money to put down to it, but it's still an alien ship, so it's still more expensive than it needs to be. Or more expensive than I really need it to be. So this ship, it's not armed too bad. I could make do with what it's armed with. But it is just a really nice looking ship. It's beautiful. It works beautiful. It looks beautiful. Very maneuverable. This ship has been built from the ground up to be maneuverable. So have the Vanduul ships. They're all built to be very maneuverable. The aliens so far have made, I guess, ships that have been very maneuverability based, where the UEE is using the Hornet that is not maneuverability based. The Hornet's built to be a flying brick with guns, in my opinion at least. Not to slam any Hornet pilots out there or anything. The Hornets are still nice ships. They still fly well. It's just they are built as flying bricks. That is their use. So I'm gonna come back over here, and then basically that's it for the alien ships that we have flyable currently in game. They're all pretty cool. They all fly decently. I've gotten a very little bit amount of time in the Scythe. I've gotten a little bit of time in the Glaive. I've got a decent amount of time in the Cartual. They're all decent. They're all like decent ships, but they do have price tags that will run the prices up. And also for the Glaive and the Scythe, you will get scammed out of your house and home on the gray market to get one of these ships, because that is the only place that you will be able to find them, and people will be selling them for double, triple, quadruple the market price or the selling price on Robert Space Industries website, because of the fact that they just aren't, I don't know, they aren't worth the money unless you really, really want an alien ship. But that aside, it's been a good video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I guess I'll see you in the next one. Peace.